Yo, what's up? It's your man Devin with Gerard BTV. Hey, with Burgundy and Gold, never folds, baby. We never fold. So check this. This video gonna be a quick hitter. We're really only gonna talk about the camp dates and training camp preview real quick from a joint practice perspective, as well as position battles. We're gonna touch on those a little bit. Even talk about some rookie watches, as well as some top storylines. So not a super long video in any regard, but however, we are going to touch on those things. And then in further videos in the future, we're going to flush all that stuff out so we can be well informed heading into training camp. So you know what we really care about, right? We care about when it's actually going to start. July 18th, right? That's when we're looking at for the rookies. They all going to be at Ortho Virginia Training Center. Y'all already know that's in Ashburn, our practice facility. But the veterans, they'll get there on the 22nd, which is key because that's when we're really going to start to get a lot of the content that's going to come from there. Your John Combs, your Nickies, your Ben Standigs of the world. That's when they're going to start to populate our timelines and stuff like that. That's when Lake Lewis is going to be like, hey, y'all, I found another gym that y'all need to check out. So make sure y'all all check out their beats. And I know I will, for sure. For sure. Yeah, so once training camp gets underway on the 22nd fully with the veterans camp, then we get to look forward to some of those preseason games, but more importantly, with a Dan Quinn coach team, we care about those joint practices. So we got 2 of them this year. We got one with the Patriots, that's on the 6th of August, followed up by the preseason game on the 8th. Then we play the Bengals on Monday Night Football, the 18th. We got the Ravens on the 21st for a joint practice for the game on the 23rd. But that joint practice is where it's going to go down. That battle of the Beltway, it never lets us down, It kind of rhymed a little bit, y'all. Check out the bars. But now on the real, we really want to focus in on how we doing and with the things that we hearing coming out from a lot of those scrums, right? Because that's when we really see a lot of growth or hear a lot of growth in our team in particular. So really want to hear some good things, especially from the defensive line and how our corners are holding up and things of that nature. What the running backs looking like. So there's a lot of things that we want to see this year. There's a lot of things that we got to see this year. So it's looking good. This is looking good. We getting excited. Y'all getting excited with me? Y'all feel it, right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so with these camp battles, right? You got to think about camp battles and position battles. It's all about developing the depth of your team. And that's the only way to build a championship roster. If you're looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, you're looking at the Kansas City Chiefs, like these teams got depth. Like one person goes down, the next person steps up. It might not be to the same level, but they don't skip a beat. They don't miss a beat to their drum. They on it, So that's what we're on. We're on that same path. This is only year 2. So, we got to temper our expectations with everything. But we also can be very happy about what AP has done in the offseason. Like, if you look at it, like a lot of the things that we did is to combat what we dealt with in that NFC Championship game, man. That was a tough game. That was a big blow, man. And guess what? We hit new season, and Lisana Al-Gaid, JD5, the one. I mean, listen, he gonna be the reason why we get there, but we got to be able to have the depth around him when players go down and things of that nature to be able to overcome, right? And the first thing you think about when you think of a quarterback of his caliber, right? When he one of them ones, you think about the O-line. Think about the trench monsters, okay? Like these dudes are basically these are his protectors, his bodyguards, if you will. Like he was on a panel today for Fanatics talking about, man, I can't wait till we in a game and I could just throw that joint to Debo right quick for 80 yards. And I ain't have to do nothing. And I'm like, look at the work. Imagine that. Imagine you able to do that, right? That's the key. But you're only going to be able to do that with the O-line being able to hold up, being able to get out in space, being able to run, be big, fast, athletic, nasty dudes, man. You want your O-line and your D-line to be nasty dudes, man. All right? Like, you don't want no pussified dudes. Like, no pussified. You got to make sure these dudes got that dog in them, right? Capital dog. Like, that's one word right there, dog. That's what they are. So when you think about some of the battles that we're going to have on the O-line, You know, obviously we kind of already know what the starters are going to be. I mean, even with Cosme out, you know, we kind of guesstimating there, but that's going to be a battle, right? Nate Herbig, Allegretti, and whoever else they want to throw out there, they definitely going to be in the rotation for all of that. So that's cool. But when you talk about once the O-line is fully healthy, that's the battles that I like to hear about, because we got a potential top 5 O-line. But what do our depth look like? We could potentially have a potential top 5 depth when it comes to O-line as well, which is very critical for us to make sure that JD5 stay upright, he able to have as much time as he wants to survey the field, get to that 10, 12, 15, 18, 30 yard play, you know, 50 air yards or whatever you need, he'll be able to do with the proper protection, right? So kudos to AP for getting what we needed in the offseason. And really looking forward to seeing what these guys do, man. We're going to see how that right guard position shake out while Cosme's down. Have heard reports that he's doing well, hitting benchmarks and things of that nature. So, you know, we'll touch on that later in later videos. But for right now, I don't know who's going to win that right guard spot. If I had to put my money on it, give me Nate Herbig, because he's new. And they went out to go get him, right? So he would be one of their guys that they went out to go get. So let's see what that looks like. And I would say after O-line, I will stay on the same side of the ball. All right. And we're going to talk about the position where, you know, these guys, man, they very, very integral to JD5, man. Very integral, man. And that's none other than the wide receivers, man. All right. So, you know, we got Jalen Lane, Luke McCaffrey, Ja'Cory Brooks. That battle right there, right? I'm not going to touch on Michael Gallup and Chris Moore and all these guys. I'm not going to touch on them for real, because, I mean, even if they make the roster, that's cool. I like to talk about the young guys, like these young guys that's really out here trying to be hoopers, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you talking about Jalen Lane, that boy fast, you know? And he punt return, potential kick return, hopefully. And he played the slot, you know? So he's going to be a problem once he gets an opportunity. We'll see if he can put it together on the field, what it looks like in camp. Looking forward to hearing about it and everything like that. Definitely waiting for him to take the top off of defense, take one to the crib, you know, on punt return as well. Like, I can see him having games this year where he scores on offense and on special teams, right? That'd be amazing for us to have in our back pocket. So that's very important. Luke been doing his thing in camp, in the mini camp and stuff like that. So if we can bring that over to training camp, you know what I'm saying, and be routing people up, watch out now. Luke might mess around and end up being wide receiver too. Like, you know what I mean? So, hey, there we go. Then you got Ja'Cory Brooks. He on the back end of the roster, but with the injury to like Noah Brown, how Michael Gallup's hamstring isn't really good right now. You know, obviously camp is, like I said, about a month away, but Ja'Cory Brooks was making a name for himself in mini camp in the OTAs. So I'm just saying, watch out now. And we just need these guys to be available, because when JD5 gonna find you if you open and if he trusts you. And the only way for him to trust you is for you to be available and doing the things the right way on the field as well as off. Like, so those things all matter, man, to our offense, because we trying to have the best offense in the league, as well as, you know what I'm saying, as our transition, we want to have one of the better defenses in the league. I'm just trying to get to like top 12 on defense, right? And the way to do that, man, is some of that depth I was talking about. These linebackers is important, man. Jordan McGee, Dom Hampton, Kane Madrano. That's a dog fight right there, man, for that linebacker spot behind B-Wags and Frankie and all of them. It's going to be crazy, because I can see us pushing 3 linebackers on the field at a time to stop the run a little bit better. And if these guys can also cover, oh man, that's going to be a problem, because now you can still let Frankie go loose, right? You can still let B-Wags go loose. And you can have a young buck go cover somebody in the flat or in the seam or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, and let them show their athletic gifts and do their thing. And then if you can blitz these guys, oh my goodness, with the speed that they supposed to have, yeah, we could be all right. But that battle right there gonna be interesting regardless. These 3 dudes are gonna make the roster. They're gonna be special teams contributors, but I want to see which one of these guys crack out a good spot. Jordan McGee obviously had a good spot last year, got injured, but so he's a leader in that regard. But I want to see how they employ all these guys, because I don't want to see Bobby and Frankie having to play 100% of the snaps all the time. You can get these young guys in here, let them play, 25%, 35% of the snaps, start to get their legs up under them. And by the time we get into the cold weather months and, when these games mean so much, right? Like all our players can be fresh because we just been rotating them in and out of the games, you know what I'm saying? Just like we do the D-line, we rotate the linebackers as well. We can't rotate the corners, unfortunately. But, that's for another video, man. But yeah, so those are my camp battles that I'm looking forward to seeing. Really intrigued about a lot of them. Really intrigued to see how everything goes down, for sure. Only fan tip I'm gonna give y'all is it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. Please stay hydrated, man, because it's gonna be hot. And make sure you show up for the team, man. Them boys gonna be working hard, man. They're gonna love y'all out there, so definitely go out there and support. And with the rookie watch, you guessed it, Josh Connolly and Trey Amos, man. Our first 2 picks in the draft, 2 starters that we're going to deploy this year, automatically make our team better than it was last year, right? Now we got 2 bookend tackles, and then you got 2 corners that can play man-on-man defense, man. Like, that just makes our team that much better. And importantly enough, as we grow, these guys will grow with us, man. So when JD5 is in year 4 and 5, these guys will be right behind them, right? And they'll be growing into their own. And so we can have that unit, man, that core guys that we can just have as commanders, man. These are our commanders. And if y'all been watching this video, man, y'all know what my top storyline is. You know who I think is the top storyline going, and it's none other than the JD5, baby. Lisan Al-Gaid, the one of them ones, you know what I'm saying? Jedi 5, all the monikers. The man got all the names because he deserved them. He ain't get it to himself, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what they say about a nickname. They earned, you know what I mean? So, I'm just saying, like, MVP potential, top 5 in all the betting apps as far as MVP runs is going. And then as far as, like, top 5 in the league just in general, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he's that, man. Like, he's has so much more room to grow while being top 5. It's crazy. Like, Patrick Mahomes, watch out. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady, he gonna be knocking at your door one day, maybe. Hopefully. You know what I mean? Like, we can only wish, right? But what we saw last year was phenomenal. And I really think he about to show us another level this year, which would be incredible to see. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna get what we want. We're gonna get what we deserve as a franchise. It's been 30 years, long time, man. I was a little pup, when we won our Super Bowl back in 91 and all that, man. It was a little kid. I don't remember none of that. You know what I mean? It was like 3. So, hey, we here, man. You know what I'm saying? We got an opportunity. It's right here. Hey, man, and we ride with 5, man. We riding with 5, man. Because you know what we are. We burgundy and gold, and we never fold. Again, Commander Nation, appreciate you riding with me on this video. Thank you very much, man. It means the world to me as we grow this thing the right way. So please, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please share this out. Trying to get the growth going, man. So need your help with that in regard. Doesn't really cost you a thing, just a little of your time, man. So I appreciate y'all in advance. Hey, look. Burgundy and gold, what we do? We never fold. Get at us, yo.